guy, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Triple G's like, hey, Dave, and I'm like, you know, hey, you know, I stopped, you know, I mean.
And you were good enough to give him a picture as well.
You know, I'm sure he has some already, you know, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting the more updated one, you know. I mean, so it's always fun when I run into an old friend.
What a legend. Well, here we go, about 6.
In the male 65-kilogram division, the judges from USA, Canada, Lithuania, Poland, and Italy. The referee from Brazil, Michel Paulo. And now we introduce the boxers. In the red corner, from Kazakhstan, Asukan Kosherbai. In the blue corner, from Australia, Cooper McConnell.
Sounds like Cooper McConnell has a fan club, does it?
He certainly does, and a long way to travel to come and support him. And Kosherbai has got a Kazakh legend present watching him, and you mentioned this in our preview show, didn't you? How much will he want to win this now?
Oh, I mean, he already wants to win. Of course, every boxer in this tournament wants to come away victorious. Every boxer who came here wants to be boxing on the final days, but for him to get an opportunity to do it in front of someone, I can only imagine how much he idolizes. That would just make it so much more special.
You really would, and I know that Team Australia are well and truly up for this. I bumped into one of the corner team of Team Australia in the lift of the hotel, and we were just having a quick chat about the finals, and I won't try and do the accent because I'll offend people, even though I think it's all right, but he basically just said, yeah, the week's all right, but he said it's about the finals, because that's what gets us up for it, that's what gets us going, these are the days which get the juices flowing. Absolutely.
And so here we are, first bout of the second half of our Day of Championships. And Kosherbai is in there with the guy that we talked about as one of our outstanding boxers for the week.
Should be a good bout. Kosherbai in red representing Kazakhstan, and Cooper McConnell in blue representing Australia, and the two of them are straight to the action, which is exactly what we want, what the crowd want, and what you want watching at home. And that was a really good straight left hand by McConnell from Australia, and he followed it up with a jab as he moved out and gained distance. And he's already looking comfortable in there, and it's down to Kosherbai to get himself into this fight, even though there's only been 30 seconds gone so far, David.
Well, you know, if there was a reminder that you needed in order to keep your hand up, that would be it. That left hand of McConnell serving notice of what this is going to be like, and you can already see the desire for the activity and the high output from McConnell.
You can, and that was a really good straight 1-2 from Kosherbai, who really dug deep into the canvas and let his hands go with that, and throws a good straight left down, which landed on the face of McConnell.
Serving notice is Kosherbai that he is here to win this gold medal as well. I like those punches from the Kazakhstan.
And the Kazakhstan Kosherbai just for a very good Gennady Golovkin type of shot as he come over and down, which is the shot we used to see Golovkin throw when he fought pretty much everybody, and it was a shot which worked. But can the Kazakh make it work for himself here in these championships, in this under-19 men's 65-kilogram championship final?
Both boxers are throwing some really big shots here early in this contest. They are leaving, they are wasting no time.
And listen to that noise from the Australian fans.
Yes.
They are up for it. They're loving it. They've got someone here in the final. Oh. Both of them landed something solid there, and we could hear it from where we are. And there was a bit of a thud and a clunk.
Absolutely. I may have liked the one from McConnell a little bit better, but I like what Kosherbai is doing as well. He, again, serving notice because McConnell jumped out to a pretty big start to begin this round, and I like what Kosherbai has done to kind of settle down, you know, the success of McConnell.
McConnell claiming of a low blow there by the looks of it.
I tell you, one of the more effective playground moves that you're going to see.
But the referee's given us a standing 8, so we haven't got the ability to look back at that, but McConnell looks in a lot of pain there, and was obviously caught low because he doesn't seem the sort of fighter who wants to take breaks. He wants to be in there on the action, but Kosherbai, oh, great shots. This is a firefight. Both of them super fast. Both of them throw lethal straight left and right hands, and McConnell just getting out of the way because I think he felt a couple of those, don't you?
I think the best punch in that last exchange was that counter left hand thrown down by Kosherbai, and I tell you what, it kind of shook the foundation of McConnell a little bit in that moment. But you see the scores on the screen right there. What Kosherbai was able to do wasn't enough in the minds of the judges at ringside, ladies and gentlemen, but there you have it. 10-9 on each of the 5 cards, ladies and gentlemen. So the judges at ringside all like best what they saw out of that red corner in McConnell. But there's still things to build on if you're Team Kazakhstan and Kosherbai. I thought he did some good things as well. You can't argue with the fact that the 5 judges thought that McConnell was better. But I think moving forward, there are a couple of things. One, is McConnell going to make the adjustments that will prevent those straight left hands from coming down Main Street? And 2, is he going to be able to keep up that activity?
Round number 2.
Well, I tell you what, it's sometimes hard to believe that these boxers, which we're watching in particular, these two are 17, 18 years old, because
yes.
They really are good at what they do, and they're enjoyable to watch, and they're giving us some entertainment here, and that's what sport is meant to be, it's entertaining, and these two got the memo, and they're rolling with it, as both of them start this round in the same way which they started the first round, and that is all action, picking their shots, scoring, making sure the judges know that they are the one. And that big looping overhand left there from Kosherbai. It's almost like he knows Triple G is a few feet away and watching.
You know, he's doing a pretty good job of applying pressure to McConnell. Very good work right there, landing the 2-punch combination and then avoiding McConnell in return. I mean, that's what you want to do in the world of boxing. But McConnell is doing a good job as well. You know, he's still very active. He's moving a lot. So he's giving Kosherbai a lot to think about. But I like so far in the second round the work of Kosherbai.
Me too, and McConnell is most definitely more on the back foot in this round, where in the previous round we saw him more on the front foot and being a bit more of a pressure fighter. Maybe that was something which the corner said in between rounds. Maybe that's because he's been hurt and he doesn't want to be caught with one of those punches yet again. But Kosherbai just marches forward again with his hands together, his elbows tight together, his head tucked into his chin. Marches forward and tries to land those shots.
I'd like to see Kosherbai a little more efficient, a tad bit more patient, and he needs to cut down on those big swings and misses.
They use a lot of energy up, don't they?
They do, and so you don't want to wear yourself out for no reason. So, you know, take a deep breath, slow down just a little bit, like right there, big, wide miss. You know, tighten up the screws on those punches a little bit. You know, don't try to, you know, hit a home run, you know, with every punch. It's okay to get a single or a double.
Kosherbai is a man on a mission now as he just keeps going in one direction, and that is forward. But the referee's just having a chat about the pushing and how this fight has turned round, because McConnell clearly won every single moment of the round in terms of what the judges were saying, and then this time I think we could get the complete opposite when we get to the break.
You know, we certainly could, even though I still like a lot of what McConnell is doing. I think Kosherbai has made some pretty good adjustments from the first to second round, but still he needs to be a little more efficient in those big, wild swings and misses. But right now he's doing good work with McConnell in the corner.
This really is all action, both of them really going for it. And McConnell digs deep and throws a couple of fairly wild left hands in hope of them getting there. And I think one of them might have got through, and Kosherbai once again with that big looping over the top hand. And that is what we're here for.
big swings and misses from Kosherbai, but in the middle of those swings and misses, he landed a nice body shot in that corner that really slowed things down. As you look at the scores right there, 3 of the 5 judges at ringside still give that second round to McConnell.
I'm quite surprised by that. What are you?
I thought McConnell was still doing the things in the second round that he did in the first. We just saw a little more from Kosherbai. So I don't think he stopped McConnell very much until we got to the latter stages of that second round and that action in the corner. The body shot from Kosherbai, I thought, I don't know if it hurt him, but it seemed to be. The body language definitely changed, and it allowed for the opening for him to come upstairs and land the big shot. And if Kosherbai can just calm down a little and stop and cut down on the big swings and misses over the top, if he can just take a deep breath and, like I said, tighten the screws, he could do so much more here, you know, in this round.
Efficiency is key, and it's something which you've picked up on, and rightly so. But here comes Kosherbai, who dipped down and really threw a strong left hook to the body there.
I can imagine that his corner reminded him of that body shot in the corner. It really did good work, you know, for Kosherbai, and it opened up other opportunities. And so maybe we'll see a more dedicated effort to the body here in this third round.
And McConnell just trying to gauge his distance, but he's probably a bit too close for comfort as he has a look at Kosherbai and tries to work out the spots which he might be able to hit. And the two come together once again in this third and final round of the men's 65-kilogram gold medal bout. Kosherbai even working in the clinch as he just taps away to the body.
Cooper McConnell is reacting to those body shots from Kosherbai.
Cool. Cooper McConnell threw a good 1-2, but then gets punished for leaving his left hand down as Kosherbai comes with a straight right hand, which lands on the chin and just jolts the head back of McConnell.
Good action.
This is great action as two of them lean in on each other, head to head or close in. It's like they're in a phone box, like we said with one of the bouts yesterday, and it's exciting to watch. And McConnell, look at him really digging deep. He threw a good lead hook and followed up with a backhand hook. None of them hit, but he had good intentions, and the referee's now giving a standing 8 count.
And there it is. That standing 8 count is a result of the hook that he landed after he went back down to the body. He is responding to the body work.
And McConnell walks straight into a jab as this fight really has opened up. And look at Kosherbai go, bites down on his gum shield and is really going for it. But McConnell, he's digging deep too.
Kosherbai, again, stay calm and continue to work the body, and great things happen.
There's that nice 1-2 from Australia's Cooper McConnell. A foundation shot which worked so nicely for him, which has worked so well every time he's thrown it in this bout, in this gold medal bout.
Look at the rate at which McConnell is retreating.
And the crowd are feeling the energy of this, and Kosherbai lunges forward with a southpaw jab which just jolts the head back of Cooper McConnell. As we go into the last 15 seconds here, who was going to be the gold medalist out of these two? And another good straight left hand by Kosherbai. This is exactly what we're here for.
And that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.
What about? This is the stuff we're here for. We love this stuff.
If you're talking about kickstarting the second half of a day of champions, this is exactly how you want to do it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Kosherbai and McConnell. Cooper McConnell, he comes out to start this contest. He is a house of fire. He is letting his hands go, and he's all sorts of movement and activity. And Kosherbai he's chopping wood. He's a lumberjack. He's in the forest. He's swinging that axe, and just little by little, that tree is going to fall, and you see the standing 8 count coming at the most opportune time that it could have come, at a critical point in the third round. You know that got the judge's attention, and he tried to punctuate the round, put an exclamation point on it. I can't wait to see these scores, because we're going to get a split decision, right?
I think so.
6. The winner on points by split decision.
He said it. He said it.
In the blue corner,
And Cooper McConnell gets it.
Australia, Cooper
And Kosherbai is clearly disappointed by that, but he obviously feels that he got it. It was a close contest, and Cooper McConnell, he had to go through a pretty nasty storm at one point in that third round, didn't he?
He did. He absolutely did. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I know it was a great moment. It was emotional. You see Kosherbai come out of the ring. He goes out of the side of the ring. Didn't go down the steps out of the corner. He's upset, emotional. You can't see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the competition floor, you know, and it's literally the blood, sweat, and tears that people put into the sport of boxing. And you have moments like this. And I'm going to say something that a lot of people may not agree with and may find a tad bit controversial, but I agree with the decision. I thought that Kosherbai let too much time go by in those first 2 rounds. McConnell clearly won the first round, you know, and he still did good work in the second round, while Kosherbai did do more. And so while the third round was dominant and it created a split decision, I felt that there was just too much to overcome by the time he got to that third round. It would have taken another standing 8 count, maybe a knockdown or something like that, which he wasn't able to do. And if amateur boxing was 4 rounds, he may have stopped McConnell, you know, in the next 3 minutes. But unfortunately for Team Kazakhstan, we only boxed 9 minutes, and that wasn't enough.
Is scheduled in the female 80-kilogram division. The judges from Canada, Brazil, Australia, Lithuania, and Japan. The referee from Colombia, Wilfred Olivares Perez. And now we introduce the boxers. In the red corner, from India, Kritika Vasan. In the blue corner, from Czech Republic, Stella Blaskova.
You know, before we get to this next contest, I want to ask you, how many fans do you think Kosherbai just won over in the world of amateur boxing in that last bout?
Oh, huge amount. But if only he could have done a bit more of that in the opening 2 rounds.
Right.
But again, you can't be disappointed. Well, you can be disappointed. You understand the emotions. They always want to win gold, but they've done remarkable to get where they've got to, just like these 2. So again, we have an Indian in the ring, and you're probably sick of us saying that, and you can see it. But it's staggering.
Yes.
How good they are. Staggering.
It is undeniable, the accomplishment of Team India in this tournament. The first ever under-19 World Boxing Championships, and they have served notice to the rest of the amateur boxing world that India is a force, and I think that's pretty nice.
I like it a lot. Well, let's see how these 2 get on. Blazkova from the Czech Republic and Vasan from India. India in red, Czech Republic in blue. There's the touch of the gloves and the respect and the final fist pump to their coaches as they climb out of the ring and sit on their seats ringside. They're not allowed to lean on the canvas in these tournaments. They've got to sit there nicely and shout their instructions from a few feet away, not meters. And there's some good action already, David, as these 2 start unfolding and are doing exactly what you expected of in the previous fight, where they're getting to work early and not thinking, I've got loads of rounds to warm up.
Hassan being cautioned by the official not to slap with the inside of the glove. And what he's talking about is a nice left hand that she landed to the head of Blazkova. But like you said, there's a lot of action to begin this contest. No feeling out process, and you see that straight right hand standing 8 count there.
Straight away, that was early for that to come in. And Blazkova didn't agree with that at all. I think The look on her face said it all. And here comes Vassan, who just is handling Blazkova around in that corner, in that neutral corner, and just unloading punch after punch. But Blazkova from the Czech Republic comes back, and that was a good right hand as she kind of switched stance mid-air and threw that straight right hand, which landed on the headgear of Team India.
And another right hand as you see Vassan along the ropes, not where you want to be. Blazkova, after that standing 8 count, trying to get it back, if you will, picking up the pressure and the pace against Vassan.
I'll tell you what, they'll both do well if they keep up this pace and this energy level throughout the whole 3 rounds, because 9 minutes is a long time to be punching as many times as they are and moving in the way that they are as well. But here comes Blazkova, who keeps doing that same thing where she almost switches stance, or her legs become shoulder width apart, and then throws the right hand. And I guess she needs to be careful that she doesn't get caught off balance whilst not in that strong boxing stance.
You know, that's definitely something that you have to think about. You know, a lot of people try to be ambidextrous in the ring and switch from one style to the other, but there's only been a couple of people in the history of boxing that have been good at it. I think more people try it than should.
I think that standing 8 that Blazkova took has urged her, has given her more urgency, and she's definitely got the bit between her teeth as she just continues to load up those right hands and walk towards Vassan from India and win those judges over. And that is the clapper for the final 10 seconds in this opening round, which has been an energetic round. It's been a round of non-stop action. It's been a bit messy at times, like it is now, but plenty to talk about.
Plenty to talk about as you see both boxers make their way to their respective corners. Vassan, I thought, did a pretty good job in that first round. I'm expecting another mixed bag maybe, but I like what Vassan is doing. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 10-9 on all 5 cards. I thought she did a good job of scoring to the head of Blazkova. You saw the standing 8 count, and then just before the bell, there was a moment where Vassan is basically mauling Blazkova, you know, along the ropes. So when you have moments like that, that's how you're going to get that 5-0 lead on the cards going into the second round. And so Team India in pretty good position, laying the foundation, you know, for that next gold medal there.
And what's impressive about the energy levels and the amount of shots which have been thrown is these women are fine at 80 kilos. It's a lot heavier, and it takes a lot more out of you when you're heavier and you're throwing those punches and you're receiving those punches. Can they really both keep up that tempo for another 6 minutes?
Well, you know, that's the question, whether or not they can or will. But what I believe is that what you saw from Vassan is more of what she does on a regular basis. And so I think for her, it's going to be business as usual. So it'll probably be a little easier for her boxing down the stretch in this contest. Whereas for Blazkova, she may be asked to do some things that aren't comfortable for her in this contest, and there may be more of an issue for her.
And Blazkova just loading up that right hand, which was slipped nicely by Vassan, and the two become tangled up. But we're back to them apart, and look, they're just digging in, aren't they? Just throwing everything. Anything which resembles some form of punch, they're just going for it.
They are, and the thing about that is this is because of the pressure of Vassan and the game plan for Team India. So when you're Blazkova, you're responding and reacting to that pressure and what she's doing. And so again, it comes down to how much of Blazkova's game plan, her original game plan, can she keep in effect as she deals with the pressure of Vassan.
And another thing which will drain the energy is when the two of them come together and they're leaning on each other, because that's 80 kilos of weight on each other, and it's a trick which a lot of the heavier weighted fighters do to try and draw that energy out of their opponent, but they're both doing it.
They are, and listen to the crowd. You can tell, you know, there's support, a lot of support for both of these boxers in the crowd, and so everything that happens in the ring, there's a big reaction to, because everybody is rooting for one of those two boxers in the ring right now. And
I'll tell you who's really rooting is one of the coaches for Team India, who has been screaming, and we're just watching her. You won't be able to see her, obviously, but she's just shouting to just walk forward and throw more straight shots.
So you see another standing 8 count, this time being administered to Wasan and Team India, and you saw the look on the face of Wasan nodding as the official is counting, saying, you know, she doesn't agree with it, and so she certainly plans to go back out there and try and get that 8 count back. But now Blaszkova becoming much more aggressive as you see her running across the ring now.
You can, and I think that's that confidence, that feeling of I'm still in this and I can still do something about it. But the referee once again just having a quiet word, looks like, about keeping the head up.
Yes, and taking a point along the way.
Blaszkova lunging in with that jab there and then trying to throw that right uppercut up the middle, which misses. And that is the 10-second clapper. And round 2 will come to an end shortly, and both of them finishing this round in the same way that they started it, and that is just throwing punches at each other and making life difficult and making life hard.
You get the 5-0 count in the first round if you are Wasan. All 5 judges give it to you in the first round. That's awesome. Then you get to the second round, and it could not have gone worse. You are the victim of a standing 8 count, and then you get a point taken from you for not keeping your head up. And now we go heading into the third round, and you're down on all 5 cards. That could not have been more disastrous for Team India.
It's not a good look, is it? And the Team India corner are very animated, as you could just see him screaming advice at Vasan, and there's stuff which they're frustrated with and they want her to do more of, isn't there?
There is, but I have a question for you. How long was that second round? We lost the clock at some point in that round, and the round was jumping from one number to the next, and it wasn't running the way that it wasn't counting down the way that it should have. We could have had a round that was much longer than just 3 minutes, and so what did that take out of the tank of both of those boxes? We'll see here now.
It's a potential, isn't it? It's a potential, but here we go. We've got the clock back in round 3, the third and final round. It's all to play for, and when it is all to play for, that's when you get the best boxing. That's when you get the best action from both fighters, both boxers. And look at Vasan go. She just lunges in again. She feints with that jab, leads with it, and then lands that right hand, and again another one on the ropes. And Blaszkova, I've got to say, is looking pretty knackered now. Pretty tired, but she still lunges forward herself and just using everything in her body, all her movement to try and get those shots off.
Well, I think that's the formula for her to win this contest. She needs to be the aggressor and take that tool out of the bag of Wasan. That's when Wasan was having success, when she was coming forward and she was applying the pressure, and Blaszkova is trying to take that weapon away from her. It worked well in the second round, and now she's trying to do it here in the third.
And those big 1-2s which Blaszkova is throwing are starting to get found out now, because almost every time that she's throwing it, Vasan is, oh, here we go. We've got another point which is being taken off.
I'm not inside the ring, so I can only see so much. Okay, so the official is taking a point away from both boxers. No harm, no foul there. But you see Wasan now going back to applying the pressure, and Blaszkova backing away. I don't know if that's something that you want the judges to see you do at the critical stages of the third round.
Well, only just over a minute to go. And yet again, the referee is there having a word, and Team India very animated just in front of us, screaming at their fighter, showing her what she needs to do to get that gold medal for India. But again, both fighters come together, and not only is it frustrating the audience and you at home, but it'll be frustrating those two as well, because although they're tired, they both want to box. That's what they're in here for. And another standing 8 count.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. So what are the last 30 seconds of this bout going to be like now that Blaszkova has been given a standing 8 count?
Well, Blaszkova looks like she clearly just wants to get Vasan off of her, just so she can land some more of those big blows which she's landed over and over again in this contest. And 10 seconds to go. And the referee has been a busy boy in this fight. Probably busier than any of the other bouts, but a couple of seconds to go. And who is going to get that?
I tell you what, going into the third round down on the cards because of a point being taken from you, and I'm not going to discuss the merits of whether or not that was a good decision or not, just only to speak the facts about the situation. Facing that going into the third round, I thought Wasan did a really good job of responding to that. And I tell you what, I like Wasan in that third round. The question is whether or not it is enough. And I feel like there may be just the slightest edge for that red corner.
Do you think they're both worthy winners after that?
This is what you want, to see both boxers clearly give it everything that they have.
Championship bout 7. The winner on points by split decision. In the blue corner from Czech Republic, Stella Blaskova.
You see those scores, ladies and gentlemen. There are more numbers up there than I can figure out, right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think Blaskova, with the victory on the cards, she'll get the gold. Wasan, obviously La Silva, and then we got to get an honorable mention, and let's give something to that official because he was a big part of that decision, in the ring right there.
He was. He was busy, and from the get-go, he made that message clear that he wanted this to be a well-formed, clear, and uninterrupted